Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with all thy might. Ecclesiastes 9, verse 10. A generation ago, there was a famous preacher by the name of S. Parks Cadman. In the early days of radio, he preached to more than 5 million people every Sunday. One of the most astonishing things about this man was that he went to work in a coal mine in England when he was 11 years old, and for 10 years worked underground 8 hours each day to help support his younger brothers and sisters. It didn't look then as if he were ever going to get an education, yet he became one of the most widely read men in America. He once told me that he had a fair knowledge of every branch of English literature. When he was working as a pony boy down in the coal mines, he always had to wait a minute or two each time his car was unloaded. And while he waited, he dived into his pocket and pulled out a book. It was so dark down there in the mines that you could barely see your hand right in front of you. And he had to read by the light of a dim old lantern. And he seldom had more than 120 seconds at a time in which he could use to read. Yet he always carried a book. He told me that he would rather have gone without lunch than to have gone without his books. He knew there was only one way to get out of the coal mines, and that was to read himself out of it. So during the 10 years that he worked in the coal mines, he read every book he could beg or borrow from the neighboring village. More than 1,000 volumes. No wonder that boy got ahead. You couldn't have stopped him with anything less potent than a shotgun. 10 years after he started in a local coal mine, he got educated himself sufficiently to the point where he was able to pass his college examinations with honors and to win a scholarship at Richmond College. Now I can hear someone say, that might have happened in the 19th century, but it couldn't happen today. Rags to riches stories are a thing of the past. It is true that we live in a different world where individualism finds it harder to survive, but it's also true that there are still men who start at the bottom and succeed despite all obstacles. And as always, think on these things.